Hey everyone, Joe and Amelie here for Dexter. We've got some movies coming up later. We got Row coming up and a different one from Rocky Horror Picture Show. But right now, we got Dexter Resurrection, season 1, episode 4. Full of spoilers. If you haven't watched it, watch it first, then come back. Why don't you like, subscribe, and then come back? Or put us on pause and I don't care. So, how you been today, Amelie?
I was fine, Joe. Today
Ciao.
was good.
Yeah. We try to get you watching Joe Bob Briggs, but apparently Shutter is not in your area because of Prague. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, you gave me the link. I checked and they were like, sorry, not present, but you can continue to stalk us if you want. So
Yes,
I will
exactly.
stalk them. So I need
So
to find the address.
we should figure something out for people who are in Prague. And if you are in Prague and you watch Joe Bob, what VPN do you use? Basically, that's it. I think that'll pretty much work. All right. So on this one, full Dexter, full now. This is the one that I liked. This is the episode I really liked because I got to see all of the serial killers that Dexter has dinner with. And this is the one that made you go, "Oh no," when you saw the trailer for it because you saw all these stars making basically guest appearances, right?
Correct. That's not my favorite episode, number one. And number two, when I saw it on trailer, I was like, no, no, no.
And I was like,
They
"Yeah, give it to me."
fucking up Dexter. Dexter is not like that. There is no A-list stars. There is no cameos. There's just people you don't know, and that's all. And I saw one by one every character, and I'm like, oh, come on, not that person. Of course, that person from Game of Thrones. Of course, that woman with dark hair. Of course, she's always in this the dark angel coming up, you know. The only one I was surprised to see was the actor from Modern Family. I was like, oh, he's playing a bad guy. He always plays a good guy, the goofy one. I was like,
Right.
ah, that's interesting. So,
Eric
yeah,
Stonestreet.
yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep. But after I was like, yeah, great. They both Dexter, they bring all the A-list stars and they're going to do I don't know what with the series.
And I
So,
liked it.
hmm.
Although when I did see Peter Dinklage on the promo, I was like, "Oh, what the fuck they're doing?" But it works for me. It actually works, and these are
Hmm.
all for me amazing actors and actresses. If you don't know who they all are, let's go. First of all, Uma Thurman plays Charlie. She is Peter Dinklage's like right hand. She's the heavy. We see her throughout, and I didn't realize it was Uma Thurman the first time when she was messing up that one serial killer in a couple episodes ago. Like
Yeah,
after you see more time, like, oh my god, that really is Uma Thurman.
it's during the dinner I realized it was her because
Right, same.
she's beautiful, but she was like so professional. I saw into character. I was like, okay, she's a beautiful blonde. I look at her and say, I wonder how old she is. Oh, she looks like me. I wonder if I will look at her like her when I will be older. Oh, I'm turning 40 years, 40 in 5 years. Oh, I wonder how I will look like. She looks very clear. Wait a minute. Is it her? Is it Uma Thurman? And I hop on like Google and I was like, oh, it's Uma Thurman. I
See, you
didn't
didn't mind that
realize.
one then. You didn't mind little Kill Bill action.
Yeah, yeah, and I love Kill Bill. Like I didn't recognize her. I don't understand. Like normally, I always recognize her in a snap of a
Yeah,
finger. I watch a lot of her movie, famous and unfamous, you know.
yeah.
And yeah, she,
She
she,
blends into the character really well.
yeah,
She does
yeah.
that. Like this is a great job of acting when you blend in. Like, oh my god, like, you're right. I didn't recognize her until I saw her at the dinner too.
Uh
And
huh.
it's only because you spend so much time with her, it's not like, oh right. It's like watching Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
It took me until like the end credit scene to go, oh my god, that's Tom Cruise.
I didn't know it was him. I didn't know it was him. It's my husband. The second time we watched it together,
Yeah,
he was like, "This is the only movie I like to watch Tom Cruise." And I'm like, "Tom Cruise? Where is he?" He's like,
in the
He
fast
plays
suit.
a." Oh, really? It's
Yeah, yeah.
him.
It's an amazing, and this is the kind of thing we're having with the serial killers. So we have Uma Thurman, and we'll go on. The next one is going to be well, Peter Dinklage. We talked about before. He's not quite the
Hmm.
serial killers, but he's the collector. He's a rich guy. He actually pretty much is his Game of Thrones character years from now.
I watched the trailer and I just saw the part when he's like, "Oh, I'm a very big fan of yours," and I'm like, "It's going to be shit." But when I discover that
Yeah.
character, oh, he played very well. Like that character suits him so well because
S-
he's not doing just collection. He's not just
No,
crazy. He's a
it's
man who is
amazing.
handicapped, and he's a philanthropist. He's rich.
Yeah.
He knows everything about everyone, but it's well written, and the
He's
character is
Tyrion.
well paid. And I'm like, oh, really good. Like, I like
He's
that
Tyrion
layered and
without
everything.
the horrors. He's
Yes.
Tyrion Lannister without horrors, but
Uh
just
huh.
collecting serial killer people.
Correct. Yes.
That's like the whole zag right there, and he does it well. He does it well.
Hmm.
He actually does play like Peter Dinklage has played like the heavy in some play, heavy-ish, right, or the tweener, where it's not quite the hero, not quite the antagonist in some movies, and he does it really well. He does it
Hmm.
really well because he's got natural charisma. So you want to like, oh, yeah, it's decent, and then he's can be some scumbag character, and you still feel for him because he has natural charisma. Like he fleshes out the characters that could have been a caricature, but they're not. And I think that's what everyone brings here. Like we go from there when Neil Patrick Harris plays Lowell, LOL. I can't say the words today. Another serial killer, and we see Neil Patrick Harris as like the whatever mode in it, and he does it really well. He looks like the Neil Patrick Harris and Hector and Kumar go to White Castle. It's like that version of him. It's like is that area of him, right? And again, child actor that made it big. Fantastic acting. You see, we already talked about Eric Stonestreet, and honestly, I was like when I was watching this, like the guy looks familiar. It looks familiar, and I was looking at the IMDb. I'm like, holy shit, that is the guy from Modern Family. He always plays these nice characters. Every once in a while, he'll play it heavy, but he's usually we remember him as the bubbly personality from Modern Family,
Yeah, correct.
right? And then he plays this serial killer who likes to cut the ponytails of his victims because they all have long hair.
Yeah.
Rapunzel. I like to go running. And then last, no, not last but not least, my God, I got blindsided. David Dasmalchian playing the Gemini killer, which is fascinating because it's a throwback to Exorcist 3, and the whole movie franchise there. And it's kind of like a nod to Zodiac Killer. And they kind of make him real in this mythology through Dexter's world. And David, we actually have an interview. I'm not sure if it's a magazine or a book anthology yet, but it's either going to be the last anthology I do or the first magazine I do. But we actually have an interview with David being put in there. And so it's kind of cool to see him in this episode because I can kind of bring it back to the interview we did with Captain Crowley. And last but not least, ha ha ha, Kristen Ritter, who plays Mia. And if you've ever watched Jessica Jones, you've seen Kristen Ritter before. Right. So we have all these actors and actresses, and she does an amazing job. She is charming, and you almost believe the backstory. You almost believe the
Yeah.
backstory, right?
Yeah.
Where like I was raped as a kid. This is why I'm getting my revenge. I
Mhm.
only do it. I have a code. And
Mhm.
Dexter definitely believes the backstory.
Yeah, and a lot of people who watch some episode, I went on forum where people watch episode by episode and talk to each other. They're really interesting by the friendship between Dexter and her. They're like, oh, that's interesting. It's not just different character you meet where you're like, they all serial killer and he's just going to a place where everybody is like him so he can get information, talk, etc., be himself. But also meeting a character like her who as a reason to kill, bad guy, with a backstory, etc., with a code, it's an interesting plot twist. And for the synopsis, he presents himself as Red, a guy who struggled people in taxes.
Right.
However, he's Dexter. He
With
killed
the
only
code.
serial killer. Yes. So is he going to reveal to her? Is he going to make a friendship? Is it going to be a duo? We don't know. So that's an interesting synopsis. That's the only thing about the episode I really liked was like, oh, interesting. Like I was triggered by that. I was like, ah,
That's
and
cool.
to see what kind of killers they are, and
Yeah.
voila.
And that goes into a long way. What kind of killers they are. Like Neil Patrick Harris's character is basically a piece of shit. Like he's just killing people. Like, oh, she got a tattoo of that whore, whatever, Or Eric Stonestreet's character also a piece of shit, And we get to see some of his kills later on. No big spoilers there. And we see this like in David Dalmatian's character is just again a piece of shit. So yeah, like 3 pieces of shit that definitely fit fucking Dexter's code to kill them all. And then you got Kristen Ritter's character, the anomaly, right? That's kind of like someone you can actually bond with. And without spoiling how things go later on in the season, but were you rooting for Dexter and Mia to get together?
Not to get together, but to become friends.
You're saying more friendly. I was rooting for more of the, you know,
No, no, no,
just
no,
me.
no,
Really?
not at all. In the contrary, I'm tired of whenever there is a man and a woman who work
Got it.
together,
Yeah.
sex. Like, for example, Scully was never attended to become a love interest in X Files. It was just a psychologist who talked to an agent.
Right.
Simple as that. Let's talk. You think your sister got abducted by the alien. You believe
I
in the
do.
paranormal, badadi
I
badada,
do.
and they were friends and that's all. It was a breakthrough on TV because you could see a woman who was a doctor, psychologist, somebody who believed in science, like science, etc.
And she's good at talking about sex too, by the way. She's a good sex therapist.
Yeah, and she became later a sex
Later
therapist
on, another
in
doctor, right?
which
Exactly.
is really cool. I watched the series because you watched the series, and I was actually uh,
Sex
positively
education. Yeah.
positively surprised. I really like that, and I really like
Yeah.
her speech when she received an award, and she's like, "When your boyfriend dumped you, men are at bus, stay on the stop. There is also always another one who comes after." And I
Yeah.
really like that because she
Ba-dum-bum.
pushed girl to think about themselves and not
So
just relationship.
right. So you're seeing this is going to be more akin that you'd rather have Mia and Dexter become friends and not just love interest du jour.
Correct. Yes.
Interesting. I,
Yeah,
I
because
wish it
she's
would be romantic, but
because
I see what you're saying.
to be honest, she's way younger than him. Number one. Number two, they can be friends. Like he need friends more than what?
Oh, sorry. My finger stuck. It's arthritis. My finger stuck like this. Oh, there you
Okay,
go.
let's say for example, Dexter would be, let's say, between 25 and 30 years old, and she would be Dexter age, so
Oh, I'll say,
50.
yeah, but sorry, how old do you think Dexter is? I'm curious.
Because I think Dexter is about your age, 50 and over, I think.
Okay.
I think
I
it's
agree with
50
that.
and
No, I agree with
over,
that.
right?
We're probably of age, yeah.
Because if the situation would be reversed, if she was 55 years old and he was 30 years old, would you like to see them being love interest?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have to
Mm.
understand, Frank, most okay, back up. You just wanna do, like, a thing. I'm gonna skirt over this, we'll get back into the movie. That's like an entire trope. That's the American Pie trope. That's where the MILF trope comes from, right? American Pie, where Stifler's mom is extremely hot and very sexual, right? And then she goes on vacation into, like, Thailand hotel and she dies, but oh, just, like, wrapping up White Lotus for you guys, by the way. So, yeah, it doesn't matter if Dexter is 55 and Mia is, like, 30 something. I doesn't really see, like, they're of age, and she's killing people. She's not exactly this Cinderella. She's pretty hands-on with it. Now, it's interesting, I do agree they should be at least it wouldn't I'm not saying Sam and Diane. Maybe that'd be incorrect where Sam and Diane were more fated to be together. Maybe what would be a good TV equivalent to this, where they start out as friends?
The Mentalist. The Mentalist with the Australian actor
Right.
Simon Baker. They
Simon
start
Baker, Patrick
as
Chang.
just acquaintances, and he's a husband of a victim. He lost
Right.
his daughter because of the serial
Daughter and
killer.
wife.
They start as friends, like really, really, really good
For
friends,
5 or
and
6
for
seasons.
5 seasons, and all of a sudden, oh fuck,
All of
I
a
have a
sudden, fucking
delivery.
happens.
I have a delivery
That's okay. You
of.
go your delivery. I'll talk.
Okay, cool.
I'll talk. I'll take over from her. As she gets, we'll talk about her since she can't hear us right now. So all of a sudden, like 5, 6 seasons, well, it kind of is a slow boil to that, right? It's a slow boil for the mentalist where he gets with Lisbon, but it's an entire love story. And I think that's what I was hitting with Kristen Ritter's character. It's with her and, Mia and Dexter. It could be friends because they're both serial killers, they both have a code, and then it could be romantic interest. It doesn't necessarily mean sex. I don't think maybe Dexter was ready for sex, and maybe Mia was not. Now we can have this expanded on. If this was going for multiple seasons, yes, maybe that's where they end up. But right now, I agree. I think their characters are just being, Dexter gets someone to play with, and I think that's important for Dexter, and that's the missing element of being human. He's had that before in the original series, like, oh, I can play with you, and then the serial killer becomes a complete sociopath. Just like a psychopath of no redeeming qualities, really. We all seen that happen 2 or 3 times through the original series. So it's nice to see someone that he sees a code with, and he kind of meshes with the code. At the same time, the voice of Harry's going like, dude, what the fuck, Dexter? What are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? We're having lunch with these people now? Now we're having lunch with them? We're supposed to be killing them. Not like, don't play for food, Dexter. That type of thing. Because if he's killing people who have, let's say, committed a bunch of crimes, then now he's like in a place where they all committed by default to get in, committed all these crimes. So it's a bit like a buffet for him in more ways than one. But the telling thing is when they go through the memorabilia, and then some are going to be from real life, some are going to be from the made up TV, the show mythology. And he's like, oh my God, like he sees his blood slides. He starts playing with them, and the guy's like, no, don't touch that. It was just such a natural reaction for Dexter to have, I think. Is if you see something, welcome back. We're talking about Dexter's reaction to the blood slides for the first time. He sees his blood slides, and he starts playing with them, and Dinklage is like, no, what the fuck you doing? Like, don't touch those.
Yeah, at that moment I thought he's done.
It's over.
He's going to see he is a butcher, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And there is even a moment when I was like, they know so much information about everyone. He's super rich. He does it for years on. Like he must know he's a butcher, the Harbour butcher. Like, come on. Like he cannot be that naive. He has so many information.
Yeah. Exactly. It's weird because they're buying into the Bay Harbor Butcher being dokes. I get historically cool. It's like saying Jeffrey Dahmer turned out to be someone else. Like, oh my God, that would freak me out. Like, really? That guy really wasn't Jeffrey Dahmer? Like the one that we killed, we got killed in prison? Like that guy really wasn't Jeffrey Dahmer, it was someone else? Like that's like, there wasn't really like the butcher of whatever, Wisconsin, what do they call him? And to have that, but being very wealthy, having all these resources and having it all dialed in, you didn't know Dexter wasn't red. That's what gets me, just because of the thumbprint. He had too much reliance on technology versus actually vetting the person. So if they broke into his house, they could have seen who he was. They would have done their due diligence. Then they do that later on. They do that later on to a point where like, wow, you should have done that like before and save us a season. But yeah, I agree. I thought that like, oh my God, Dexter is up. or sometime he's just going to say, "Fuck it, I am the Bay Harbor Butcher. I killed Red. That's my street cred, right?" I don't know. And all this is happening. We see that Angel arrives in New York and starts messing up left and right. Angel on a mission. He is a bull in a china shop. He's on a mission to catch Dexter and kill him or bring him to justice at all costs, and it's sloppy. It's sloppy. So what did you think when Angel came? You like the character of Angel, right?
Correct. Yes, I did.
Do you like him doing the investigation of Dexter on Dexter, I should say?
No, no, no,
Why not? Curious.
no. It's too on the nose. It's messy. Like
It is.
he goes to New York. Why are you going to New York? Number
Yeah.
one. Why you don't contact someone from New York and say this is a situation, yada yada yada. I know he's in the zone, etc. Like, it's a little bit cowboy for my taste. After I interpreted it like suicide, like the guy is like, I have nothing left. I'm retiring. I want to catch him up for my old friends who are all dead.
Yeah.
So I know I can place myself in danger, but it's everything or nothing.
Yeah. There is a hatred that's consuming Batista.
Hmm.
And we're going to see this come to fruition in a couple episodes from now. But it is. I like to believe Batista is this cuddly little teddy bear detective who is tough but sweet at the same time. And gone is the cuddly persona of Batista. He's been consumed by this. He's been consumed by basically by the dark side of the force at this point, right? And I agree, it's messy. The investigation he's doing is messy. He's trying to play all G shucks with the people who know better. He's out of his element from Miami. He's still smart, but he's messing up in a lot of little ways. I think I'm going to bite him in the butt later on. And I think actually the season goes on that they do. And at the same time, so he's kind of heavy-handed with Dexter's son and his son's friend. But Dexter finds something horrific out about Red. Red's a vegetarian. So he's like, oh my
Yes.
God, all this meat is like, here's your celery stick, bitch.
What did you think about the meat? Because I look at the meat, I was like, ho ho ho.
Yeah, and poor Dexter's like, oh, I hate this. I have to eat. When once he breaks down, he's like, oh my God, it's so good. I'm breaking my own, vegan code, And it's kind of like one of those, like, yeah, who used to do that? Penn and Teller. Penn and Teller used to do that to people who were vegans. Like, oh, have a fucking steak. And they're like, sometimes their first hamburger in a long time was with Penn and Teller. This is like years and years and years ago. I think now Penn might be a vegetarian. But you see that with Dexter, and it's a human moment. Like, oh man, I have to keep character. Same time, fuck, that's a steak, and I had to eat this fucking twig instead because Red apparently is a vegetarian. Fuck me, man. And all this is going on. You see, Lowell is a scumbag. Like Neil Patrick Harris's character is a complete scumbag, and you almost wish for his death. I think Mia even says, "Man, I can't stand this guy." But Peter Dinklage has rules. Rule number 1: don't fuck what you eat. You can't kill each other. You have to be nice. Otherwise, we will take care of you quite succinctly and remove you from the fucking chessboard. The end. It is a warning. So now Dexter has to fight with the urge to kill these people who do not fit do not have a code, like Mia has a code, who fit his code, and very much like Lowell fits his code, right?
Yeah, and it's interesting because for a moment in an episode, he can be himself, even if he's not himself.
Right.
He said, I want everyone to call me Red. Okay, hi, Red, hi, Red. So this is how I felt, and this is how I discovered myself to become a serial killer, yada di yada da, and patati and patata. And you can really feel in the eyes of the actor a relief to say, "Oh, I'm a serial killer just like you, and I thought I was the only one." Blah blah blah, and they all sympathize. Like they're like, "Yeah, the first time you're a little bit
Yeah.
shy and everything, but you will get used to it, and it's really nice to talk to everyone and to be understood, etc., etc." And sometimes we have plays with each other, and there's
Yeah.
one character he really like, who is a father and have children, and he shows a family picture and stuff. And that's something Dexter always wanted. He always wanted to be a father, and his biggest struggle was like, can I be a father and a serial killer at the same time?
Kind of balance my two selves.
Correct. And the only man who was doing that was Trinity. Trinity, who killed his wife, by the way,
And had Tom
had
Hanks
a
as a son,
family.
or Tom Hanks'
Yeah,
son as a son.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you meet his family and you find out he's a complete psycho with around his family. He break his son's finger and everything, like crazy, crazy. But that's one of Dexter's dream, to be a father, to have a family,
Yeah, and
even
I
if
think
he's
he
a
sees a
psychopath.
bit a friendship and romantic interest with Mia, and I think I might be corrected for Mia. Her sister was sexually assaulted by her stepfather, and that was the
Hmm.
first kill. I don't think she said she was, and that's just me correcting myself. But it still gives a code, and everyone else has no code. It's just going through, and
Yeah.
Dexter can see there's some normalcy in Mia.
Hmm.
Everyone
Yep.
else is batshit crazy.
Yep.
They're regular killer types, right? But there's some normalcy in Mia. And
Yep.
I think that connects them together like that because they're the two normal people in a house full of crazies.
Yeah. But what I don't like about the idea of romantic interest between Dexter and Mia, it's always like that, the trope of it's a man and a woman, therefore they're going to be a couple. I don't like that. I like the idea of it's a man and a woman. They have two different way to kill, to see
Yeah.
society, etc. They can help each other, give tips to each other, save each other.
And that's what it looks
Uh,
like at the end. When
yes,
she's like taking Dexter on a job. It looks like they're just gonna have fun.
yeah,
Like as friends would, It's like we're going to
hmm,
an you and I going to an absinthe bar in
yeah,
Prague. They're
yeah,
just going out to kill people.
hmm,
Same concepts, right?
yeah.
And I agree. And then while this is happening, they're doing a good job at balancing these different stories out. Because you still have Harrison. He's gonna come back in, and Elsa talks to Angel, and she's like, "I don't think he killed this person." And Angel's like, "Oh yeah, no, I don't think he either." And now Angel realizes that Harrison probably just killed someone too, and learned from the best, like the Bay Harbor Butcher, to clean up his mess. you know. And so he's getting these things by accident and building his own narrative, which happens to be true. The narrative's kind of true to a point. Angel takes it a bit beyond what actually happens in reality, but he's pretty correct on most of it, enough to be like he's still a decent detective, right? But he's gonna mess up. He's gonna mess up. He's gonna mess up. He's gonna mess up. And to your point, when Mia kind of wants to have sexual tension or relations with Dexter, he nopes out. He could have, but he doesn't. He could have, but he doesn't. And I think you said that's good for you, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting because she plays a sexual card because she's a little bit French. She speaks French. They don't stop to make her speak French and stuff and talk about the wine and everything. So you have the caricature of the French who is very free and have sex with
She texted, "Do you suck?"
yeah, yeah,
And he's like,
exactly. Do you suck? Do you suck?
bring him
Let's go.
back to
Let's have
that.
some. Like, yeah, I no, my problem with the idea of a man and a woman on screen and they became friends and there is a sexual tension, blah blah blah. It's a sexuality of basically the coworker. The idea of if there is a man and a woman, they're going to bang bang. While you can be a man and a woman, become friend, help each other, and there is no sex attendant. It's always oh they're going to have sex.
Right.
No, 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 no.
The old Hollywood move, right?
Yeah,
Everyone has
yeah.
to be sexualized, right? Yeah.
And I remember when I was a little girl and I was watching TV, it was always Harrison Ford with 55 years old and Nicole Kidman with 22 years old, you know? And I'm like, why is not the inverse, you know? But when it's the inverse, she's a CEO and is just an agent, like James Bond. Recently, James Bond had sex with an older woman, which is
Really?
great. Yeah, Monica Bellucci. The
Okay.
actress Monica Bellucci, who was at that time 50, 51 years old, she became a James Bond girl. So in one episode with Daniel Craig. So
Sure.
big, big thing, you know? But it's always like the guy who is 50 something and the young girl who is 20 something. And I don't like that. I think it's dirty. Like, what if the character were two men? A man who is in his 50s and a young man who is in 20s. Well, they would be the mentor and the teacher. Or, for example, they would be friends, like, I don't know, like Doc and Marty, for example, who is a teenager, by the way. You see what I mean? Like, it's
Okay.
never.
I'm not familiar with that TV show. So you're okay. If you're saying how about this, if Angel comes in to talk to Harrison and he's the mentor, you'd be like, cool. Angel is the older guy mentoring Harrison,
Hmm.
you know. Or if who would be Kristen Ritter, which would be in her 30s, meets Harrison with Dexter, and then those two get together. You'd be
Hmm.
cool because she's older and Harrison is, I think, like 20, 19, 20.
Yeah, there is no problem if it's a reverse. Like, there is no problem if it's
Why
man
is there a
and
problem the
woman.
other way then?
No, no, don't turn my words. I say
No,
there is
if
no
you said
problem.
there's no
It's a,
problem if it's reversed.
but it's no problem in the sense of it's always she's 20 something and he's 50 years old and we're going to have sex. Bang, bang, bang. And I'm like, yeah, fuck off. Like, you don't go out at the end. Like, no. Yes, it would be interesting if it's reverse,
Okay,
right?
it should be more interesting. Okay, I got it. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
voilà.
Okay.
Like in the sense of, yeah, I don't mind if she has sex with Dexter. I'm not surprised, you know. I'm not at least surprised. If it's a younger man with an elder woman, I will be like, ah, something would change, you know, the twist, you know. While in reality, a lot of people who are men have sex with older women, way older women than them, or yeah, like the good old
Well,
if it's an older woman and she's dating a younger guy, she's a cougar. But a man who's just dating a younger woman, but he's just a man. And you watch TV and
1967, The
bang, you
Graduate.
know.
I mean, that's
Yeah, but
basically the
the
movie.
plot twist was like he fucked the mother, but he's in love with the daughter, and it
Who
was
hasn't
all
at
the
some point?
thing of look, she's old and she's in her 40s and nanani and nana, and yeah, she's
She's
really
got paint
sexy.
on her clothes.
She's really sexy. She's
Oh
really
yeah.
sexy. She's a 40 years old woman who is really sexy. Or, for example, Desperate Housewife. All the actresses are over 40, except Eva Longoria, and they're sexy. They're hot. They have a
And they're
sexuality.
desperate, apparently.
Yeah, but there is. It's.
Okay, well,
Mm. Or, for
sure, okay,
example, I don't
yeah.
know, Sex and the City, Samantha.
Again,
You see?
I don't watch any
Blah
of
blah
this
blah
stuff.
blah blah
I
blah
have
blah.
no
Yes,
idea.
I know, but
You're just
from
saying
the
random
point of
words.
view, I give the point of view of a woman, right? I give the point of view of somebody who's going to celebrate 35 years old, right?
Okay. Which is
It's
fine. I just don't. I don't.
always
I don't watch Desperate Housewives or Sex in the City, so I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, yeah. But these series are very interesting for women. Why? Because you see people who are older, people who are 40 who should just play the suicidal woman, or 40, she's old and you need to forget about it. There is no role in America, in Hollywood, America, in series. When they're 40 years old, they're either alcoholic, or they're witches, or they're boring, or they're dead because they're murdered by their husband or whatsoever. And watching this series where they sexualize, even if they're mother, even if they got married, even if they got divorced or they're widow, etc., it's really interesting. It changed.
Okay.
It's not the most intellectual, but it's really interesting. Like
As long as you like it.
I recently watched it. This series, I recently watched it from the eyes of somebody who's 30 years old, with mother and everything, and it's more interesting than I thought. Like, there's some
Hmm.
episodes who are really, haha funny, but it's really interesting because it questions people, like what's motherhood, or when your child is an adult and is a real dickhead, do you have to still suffer when he's past 21 years old? Because sometimes it's difficult. Or how do you deal with grief? Can you remarry after becoming a widow? And blah 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 and blah blah blah. There's a lot of questions like that. There's also question of sexuality and beautiful and prostitution and stuff and stuff and stuff. But it's really interesting to see this kind of topic. So to go back to Dexter and her, look,
Hmm.
I find it boring. Oh, I want sex with you. Of course, you will want to have sex with him. Of course, it's fantasy of the girl with a killer, and oh, I'm young and beautiful. I'll have a pun and pun with you. Oh, if you want, come by my flat and we're going to have sex. Yeah, cool, great. Oh, again. Oh, I'm so entertained. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Tell me what you really
Like,
think, though. You're
huh?
holding back. Tell me what you really think about them going together or not. No, okay, sure. Again, this is different people were going to watch it. I didn't really think that they're going to have sex that time, and they didn't. But I just saw them as a romantic, but not sexual at this point. You know. So, but it was good for me. For me, I liked it because you see Dexter being able to fit in somewhere.
Yes.
He still has to pretend to someone else. He has to pretend to be Red still, but he's fitting in more than he ever had before. Every time he had to fake it, now he's just kind of like himself, although a different version because he's still lying about who he is. That's the interesting part for me for that one. And I also do like that Dexter's like, fuck it, I'm gonna kill Lowell now. Lowell moved up his going to kill someone else, so Dexter wants to save Lowell's next victim, so he steps in and straps him to the table. And Lowell's kind of like, you know, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna beg. I've been on their side before. Fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
is a change. It was like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Exactly. Oh, fuck it. It's like, oh, you got me. Oh well, game over.
I like it. I like it
Yeah,
because you always have death like, oh my god, I don't want to die, or what's going on, full of rage and stuff. And sometimes
yeah,
people are just like, oh well. You know what I mean?
yeah. That was
Like,
Lowell. Like, oh, you got me. Good for
hmm
you. Good for
you
you.
know how you die. You know how
Yeah,
you die. You're completely fucked up in your head. You're a psychopath, and you kill people with a personal cold, la 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 la. And you got catched by another psychopath. You're like, oh fuck, you're a psychopath. You're going to kill me. Like, you're the bear butcher. No fucking way. Oh
yeah,
well, bye bye. You know what I mean? I
yeah.
like it.
Going out with one of the best. And
Mhm.
then Dexter goes back to his blood slides by accident, like
Yeah.
a big shard of glass, like the size of this, but he does get a trophy. He gets his trophy. He
Mhm.
gets his trophy. And at the same time, Angel returns to Harrison and is like, "Hey, where's your dad, man?" And all this stuff happens to the point where Harrison's about to turn himself in,
Yes.
goes to the cop station, and
Mhm.
then some man stops him from doing it. And of course,
That
his
was
daddy,
so fucked up.
his
I would
daddy coming back
lose
from the dead.
my mind. Dude, I imagine I'm having a panic attack. I have the telephone. I'm ready to call
Yeah,
the police to say I killed someone and da 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 da. And there is a hand of my dad. I shot
that
in
you
the middle of the
shot.
number. You know
Yes,
he's dead, yeah, and he's
dead,
just
dead.
there, and you've got PTSD. I will be like, no, this is unreal. You're not
What
there. Like,
the fuck did I put in my drink, man? What the fuck did I put in my drink?
oh
Yeah,
la vache!
they
Like
play
when
it
I
really
saw that
well.
that scene, I was like, no way, no way.
And that's the magic of this episode. It's got like a 98 or 97 on IMDb right now. It's like the episode is rated so fucking high. It's just
Hmm.
about bulletproof. But that's the magic of the episode. No matter how much we see Dexter have fun and fit in, at being we've seen Dexter as the awkward kid for so long, just to have him having actual friends is nice to see. I'm like, oh fuck, he's got friends, and yeah, he's got karma. He's got his his newfound friends, his straight friends, but he can't be the killer around them, right? These guys understand him. They appreciate him for the killing part of it, and they want to know more about him. And so he sees this dichotomy of himself of I can finally be myself. Same time, fuck, I have to be dad as well. I want both. He wants, like you said, he wants to be the family. He wants both, and this is the first time he's actually grabbing both. I can do both. It's like he learns from mistake from Trinity, sort of. Don't let him into your life, Dexter. But I can be both. I can be my killer self, and I can be dad. They don't have to be exclusive. They're the same fucking person. And it works well for this, and it really binds it together. So there's a lot of like sloppiness with Angel, but that works in this. And I agree. Every time Angel's on screen, I'm like, oh man, just go home, man. I want a happy ever after for you. Just fucking go home somewhere. Stay in Miami. Go open a fucking taco shop. Go open a bar. I don't care. Go open a hat shop. All good. Stay the fuck home. Yeah. So what do you think of the? Okay, you said this was not your favorite episode so far, though. Correct.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
But it's an interesting episode, like for the direction they took and the presentation of new character and the fucked up scene when he placed his hand on Harrison and Harrison in the middle of the street just
Yeah.
look at him and we're like, oh, that was the scene. Like that was the scene.
Yeah.
Like I can imagine you in Prague at the worst moment, just grab my shoulder and I would turn and see you and be like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like I imagine that. I imagine that. I don't imagine my parents coming to Prague, but you out of nowhere when I'm with my phone at the wrong moment, yes.
Yeah, I probably would. You're right. I think I catch you in Detroit before. Because I didn't tell you my plane had a connection flight with your plane.
Yes.
Remember? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but I kind of
You kind of,
forget
at least
because
it's
you
within
like,
the
did
realm
you
of,
this
yeah.
and that? Like, you know what I mean? Like I was
Yeah, it's in a
tired and
realm
you
of
were like, so you're
ability.
here, you're there? Yeah, yeah. And I had a feeling you were like, yeah, so there is such and such thing in the Detroit thing. Yeah, there is. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. You just came cute.
Detroit airport is like so small and kind of memorize it by now.
Hmm.
The tunnel of light
But
and shit
you
like
got
that.
me in London. You got me in London. I was looking straight to the exit of the metro, waiting for you for an hour, and you gave me a call, and you came from behind. You got me at London.
Oh yeah. That's true. On King's Cross. See,
Yeah.
every once in a while, but so there's the same feeling. Oh my God, he's coming out of nowhere. Yeah,
Hmm.
and I think that really hits home for Harrison because Harrison is suffering PTSD. He's like, what the actual fuck? He's seeing his dad. He's seeing like the other guy he killed. All these people he's killed. He's seeing in nightmares, and then his dad actually is still alive. But we know that. But Harrison's probably like, what the beep? And this is the episode that got me hooked.
Yeah.
The first episode was like, whatever, it was okay, I'll watch it. Second episode, I was probably grading papers or some shit. You're like, oh, it's not bad. Third, whatever. They released like 2 or 3 at once. And then this is the episode I'm like, oh, I can't wait till next week.
No, I was hooked from the first episode.
Were
First
you?
episode, bam, I was hooked because the way the characters speak, etc., the synopsis, bim, bada, boom.
Oh, I mean,
The
this is it.
third
Okay.
one, when he's in contact with Harrison, I was so sorry for Harrison because you need to take in count. His mother got killed by a serial killer. He lived in South Latin America. Then he went to foster family and traveled in America.
Yeah.
Goes to see his father, find out he's a serial killer and he's a behemoth butcher. Share with him he's got this dark tendency. His father thinks he's a serial killer like him, so he teaches the code. They stop and murder a serial killer. Then he murder his father. He live in New York. In New York, he has this accident when he killed accidentally a bad guy, and he's on the street having a panic attack, and his dad came back from the dead. I'm like, dude, bro,
Yeah.
the intensity. He's broken. He's
This
broken.
poor kid.
No repair, and he's not a psychopath because the difference between him and his dad, well, he killed people, but you don't hear about it. There is no ghost, no nothing.
Yeah.
However, with Harrison, you see him having panic attack,
Regrets.
PTSD.
There's remorse.
He's so full of remorse, not fine. He can't sleep at night, so he call a friend and he drugs and party and everything. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
It's a telltale heart, he can still hear it ticking underneath his floorboards.
But
Absolutely. Yeah.
I like the fact like Dexter come to help him because when you are aged between 18 and 25 years old, that's when you need guidance. Not when you're a teenager. Yeah, you still have high school, your football coach, the nurse, your grandma, your grandpa, everybody's alive. But when you're between 18 and 25 years old, that's the moment when you go to college. That's the moment where dreams goes to the toilet. That's when you get the first heartbreak, failure, you get fired for the first time, your girlfriend dumped you, your friend commits suicide, you have a car accident with your car, but that's the first time of everything, you know. That's the moment where everything is intense, but everything is new. You need to find a job, you need to rent your first flat, you're not a cute baby. Everybody puts you pressure to get your driving license, to get a girlfriend, to get a situation, to save money. Are you saving money? You want to travel? Now you should, etc., etc. People are dying around you, family members and stuff. And that's a moment where you need guidance. And you see Harrison, who is a young adult, who must be 19 years old at that time,
Yeah.
19, 20
Okay.
years old, and he needs his dad. He really needed his dad. And that's fucked up, but he's there for him. Like, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Now, it's weird you're saying that because I was mentioning all these things between 18 and, or 18 and 25. I was like, I had none of that. Is that really what happens in 18 and 25 for you guys?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Like I'm
we
telling
had
you
driver's
now,
license way before that shit.
yeah, yeah, because you're an American.
Yeah, that's what I'm
In
saying. Maybe
Europe,
it's an
it's
American
18.
experience, but like,
It's
no,
18.
son.
In France, it's 18.
Oh,
18 years
Jesus
old, and
Christ, you
it's
late boomers.
very, very expensive. It's very, very expensive to pass your driving license.
Communist country says what?
Yeah, no, no, no. It's really expensive to have your driving license.
Yeah, maybe
The
that's what it is. Maybe it's just the way they do that because I was like, oh, I don't remember any of that. I don't remember what I was doing when I was 18 to 25 either. It's kind of a blackout to me, so it
Look,
must have been
look,
something.
the thing is, being receptionist in a hostel, you listen to people, their backstory, was they traveling, was they doing, was they coming to our hotel? Hi, my name is Jessica. I want to be a medical student. I'm traveling with my best friend because our best friend Jennifer died from cancer. Or, well, I got dumped by my girlfriend. We've been together for 5 years and she went for college and she dumped me. So I needed
Mm,
to travel the world to forget about her, blah, 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 blah. Like,
Euro trip.
that's, and also my bank agent. I was talking to my bank agent, and he's like, when you save money for your children, I advise you to keep the money till they're 25 years old or even more 30, because between 18 and 25, they do a lot of stupid thing, and they
Yeah.
can just break up or buy stuff, etc. And between 18 and I consider being 18 and 25 years old being like a sort of transition between adulthood and teenage life. You're an adult, but you're still a little bit kiddie in the side.
Okay. Maybe just get.
Maybe you were already an adult by the age of 16. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I just might be the point where I don't remember it anymore. Maybe that's what it is. There's just been so much distance between me and when I was 18 or 25 that I don't fucking recall. But I don't recall any of that stuff.
And it's horrible. It's horrible to be 18 and between 18 and 25 years old. It's horrible, psychologically speaking, because
Mm.
you have a lot of doubts. You want to do things, but you're scared. You have a problem of self esteem. You want to have your degree, but maybe you don't have enough money. That's the first time when you look for jobs and people are like, I'm sorry, you're too young and you work at McDonald's or you work at Burger King or like I used to say, 18, 25 years old, nobody take you seriously, but everyone wants to fuck you, right? So it's really weird. And when you want to, for example, create a company, people are like, you're young, na 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 na. So you want to be considered as an adult, but nobody consider you as an adult yet. You're a child, you're a kid. Hey kiddo, I can give you money. Hey kiddo, I can give you an internship. Hey kiddo, you want a raise? I don't know. You're just a student. Da 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 da. You know what I mean? So
Interesting.
it's shit. It's great, but it's shit. You're very beautiful, but damn, morally speaking, you're just in the toilet. And one day you turn 30 years old and you feel much better about yourself, but you're uglier.
I don't think people are ugly when they're 30. I don't know. I don't see that at least.
Good. Good for you.
Well, maybe it's just the way I look at the people. I just try to see the best in everyone. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just extremely broken. I don't know. Maybe that's the way the world is, and I don't live in that one. You know, I'd rather have the 30. How old are you again? 35.
35.
Rather have the 35-year-old version of you than the 85. Oh wait, I mean the 18.
I know.
Slipping.
I know. And you met me at 18 years old.
Well, it's so weird to me. Just a bullshit random fact. But yeah. All right. For everyone who stayed through all that, apparently, if you're aged between 18 and 25, I have the product for you. It's a reverse mortgage. Basically, you can pay me to live in my cardboard box. Reverse
Yeah.
style. I will move the cardboard box every 5 months, and that way you can have a new address. You too can keep it with you. Now, if you're still with us, next up, I think we're doing Row from Luke Sparky, and we are gonna do strange days or strange behavior or strange incident. I can't remember. So sorry. Rocky Horror Picture
Strange,
Show.
strange, strange, strange. Something, something,
Strange
something.
something, and perhaps even a Joe Bob Briggs. But if not, there's always gonna be more Dexter. Maybe next episode. Who knows? Tune in next time to find out. On behalf of myself and Amelie, we bid you good day. Bye, y'alls.
I hear a cat.